从终点回到原点，我连线了世界第一例试管婴儿 Louis Brown。他1978年出生，如今已经有了自己的孩子。
I prefer IVF baby to test tube baby.
Like test tube baby, all my friends used to ask me, were you
Actually in a test tube. Whereas IVF is a bit more...
It's something that happens, a procedure people go through, but there isn't any...
Like a test tube is an actual thing, whereas IVF is a procedure.
You know, when I was reading that book, and one thing that impressed me the most, was your parents. They were so brave to take that. It was very experimental at the time, right? No one knows what the outcome would be.
Mum was lucky because she didn't need any, well, there wasn't any then, injections or anything. So hers was classed as a natural IVF cycle.
So she didn't have to do all the stimulations or anything?
No, she didn't have anything. They literally, I think they must have, I don't even know how they did it, but they must have just followed what her cycle was. When they realised she was ovulating, that was when they took the egg out, and they took one egg out and put it with my dad's sperm. And then I believe Jean Purdy was the one that was watching on a night and seen all the cells divide. And then when they realised that it had actually fertilised, that was when they just put it back inside mum. So mum's cycle, compared to what they can do today, it worked perfectly.
I mean, one egg, what's the chances of one egg?
I know. What is the main message that you kind of take around with you when you go different places?
Never give up.
As we said earlier, mum didn't know until she was 6 months that it never happened. She just wanted a baby. She would have done anything. I know she used to say to me, and I've heard her say it in interviews before, if they would have said to her to go and stand naked on her head in Trafalgar Square and she would become
pregnant, she would have done it.
Oh, she was so determined.
In my local
town in Bristol, shopping, and I had my 2 children and my husband with me, and I could hear these footsteps, and they were running. So I sort of stopped and looked round, and it was this lady, and she went, "You're Louise, aren't you?" And I went, "Yeah." She went, "Do you know what?" She said, "My 2 children are IVF."
She said, "Your parents were wonderful for what they did, and you're helping." And she said,
"Without the doctors and your mum and you," she said, "I wouldn't have my 2 children." And then her husband caught her up, and her husband was pushing a pram, and the baby was like 3 weeks old, and she had a little toddler with her. And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to cry." And it's things like that that sort of make it all worth it.
Mum, I got a flower for you.
Thank you.
No, I shoot you.
这世界很酷。